Morning, Trainiacs. That little bent elbow swimming that I'm working on here in the off season, starting to feel a little bit better. But you know what? I was looking at some video the other day about Daniela Ryf with her bent elbow. Oh, that is a sight to behold. We are going to look at Daniela Ryf's swim stroke. Trainiacs. While I was in Kona, obviously Daniela Ryf did not have a very good swim in the Ironman World Championship race. And I was standing next to some people. By the way, if you're wondering about those bike racks, they're called da hangers. I was standing next to some people, and Daniela Ryf got stung by a jellyfish during the swim. We didn't know that at the time, but she was taking a long time to come into transition. And somebody next to me was like, Daniela Ryf isn't a very good swimmer. This isn't a surprise that she's so far back from Lucy Charles. Well, A, she is an amazing swimmer. B, she's always going to be in behind Lucy Charles because Lucy's awesome. That got me thinking, like, people need to understand how good a swimmer Daniela Ryf is. And it's not like she's just this uber biker. She has to be fresh coming out of the swim to be able to unleash that bike. So we're going to show her swim technique and why I believe she's actually one of the better swimmers out there. I want you to take a look at some of the footage that we've got here from Daniela Ryf. And there's a couple of things that I really want to point out with regards to that. So number one here, that bent elbow is what you might hear as being an early vertical forearm. People might refer it to that. And what we're looking to do is from the shoulder to the elbow and then the elbow to the hand be fairly bent. You don't want it straight like me because that puts a lot of pressure on your shoulder. You want it out to the side and you want that 90-degree bend basically to be straight across your shoulders, straight across into the elbow and down. And why you do that is because it takes pressure off the shoulder and it also gives you this nice big surface area to push water back with. Biggest thing that she's really good with here that we should all emulate is there should never be a time where your fingertips are higher than your elbow. And that's the case with Daniela. So it's always below, but it takes her until she's almost at shoulder height there to get that forearm even close to vertical. And that's what we want to try to do. Unless you are like Gumby and you have the flexibility and the body awareness to get that hand way over top of you and the shoulder flexibility to push water down with strong force over top of your head, which, newsflash, none of us really do, a vertical forearm is enough. Okay, the next thing that I want to show off is Daniela Ryf's kick. Take a look at her back leg. It's not like it's kicking madly. There's just a small little whip kick to get her to turn her body over, but it's not like she's just kicking furiously. And take a look at just how gentle that kick is. It's just enough to get her moving. The reason that this is important for triathletes is A, we don't have very flexible ankles, so we can't develop a really big, strong kick. What we're looking to do is kick as little as possible to conserve as much oxygen as possible, so we're not feeling out of breath, and so that when we get out of the swim, it's not crushing. So just have as small a kick as possible. Straighten those toes out so that they aren't dipping into the water and just dragging. Kick as little as you possibly can from the hip, not really big scissor whip kicks like this. Just kind of nice, straight, fluid legs, and tap your toes together. Just have those toes pass each other, and this will keep your body from going like that and creating drag with big, wide legs, just tiny little kicks. Now, the next thing that I want to look at here and show you is the position of Daniela Ryf's head as she starts breathing. You can see that one goggle is always in the water. You don't ever want to lift your head out where both goggles are in the water as you're taking a breath off to the side. You can lift them both out when you're sighting, but when you look at Daniela here, she is still very much under the water with a very straight line coming across her body line like that. If she were to lift her head out of the water, her legs are going to sink down like that. Our fulcrum of like the seesaw of our body is our lungs, because those are the buoyant parts in our body. So that's going to be basically where our body pivots off of. So keep that one goggle in the water. While we are at this spot here in the video, I want to show you how she breathes, and take note. I'm going to play this through really slowly. Watch. There you go. Bam. Immediately as her face gets in the water, she's blowing out bubbles. And you can see bubbles are coming from her face right there. So as soon as she gets her face in the water, she's blowing out bubbles. Right there, you can see bubbles are starting to come out of her nose. And while some coaches will say you have to blow out of your mouth so it can be stronger, well, look at Daniela here. Nose, nose, nose. So whether it's your nose, whether it's your mouth, whatever hole you want to get the air out of, just start blowing bubbles as soon as you get your face in the water. All right, the last aspect of Daniela Ryf's stroke that I want to touch on is right here. And you can see two things. So right over top of the black line here is also Daniela Ryf's body line. And the one thing that a lot of age groupers really struggle with is crossing over their center line. So they swim, enter, and then their hand goes across the center line of their body. We want it basically to enter just outside of our shoulder and stay in that track the entire way. So take a look at where Daniela Ryf's hand enters, right in line with her shoulder, and it stays outside of her body line the entire way. Goes in outside of that body line and stays out there even further. Enters right in front of her shoulder, boom. There's a tiny little bit of a crossover, actually more than I would probably recommend for any of you. It enters right in front of her shoulder and it just stays there. And the final thing that I want to show is Daniela Ryf's long, taut like a tiger body line. That's about as extended as you can be. Her body is about as long as it can possibly be. And one of the laws of fluid dynamics, that's how your body moves through the water, is that a longer vessel will move through quicker. Now, if you're scrunchy and you're curled up like a ball, and you're one of those people that you see in the pool where like on land they're 6 feet tall and then they get in the pool and like, oh, how did you turn to 4 feet tall? That's because they're swimming all crunched up, where you want to be long and extended with your feet a long way in behind you like Daniela has here. So there you go, Trainiacs. I hope that that helps even pull some of like these superhuman abilities that Daniela Ryf has down to the level that most of us age groupers can apply to our swimming, because the swimming, like it's not complicated here. We've just got to take a lot of the aspects of what good swimmers do, try to apply it to us with the context that we aren't true swimmers. So it's going to be hard for us to do some of these things. But if we get the basics right, we are going to be quite fast. I think that anyone can get under probably 40 minutes for a half Ironman, probably under an hour 20 for a full Ironman. And if that's the case, you're probably in the top 15%. 20% of most of the swimmers out there. Now, if you want a little bit of help with this, how to walk through all of this, and you're struggling with the swim, go to triathlontaren.com/swim drill program. And that's the full series of drills, start to finish, that I recommend anyone. If you can't swim 400 yards or meters continuously without taking a break and without being out of breath at the end of it, you need to go through those drills and build the foundation to get fast. All right, Trainiacs, go check that out. And I guess thanks to Talbot Cox for taking this video.